Hi, I'm Paul and this is Game Turtle. So I was at PAX Australia the other week and I had a brilliant time. There was a great showing of exciting stuff on display. A group of friends and I were called over to one such booth the first morning of PAX. We got asked to be the first PAX people to try out a new card game called Vaxcards.
How's the game, Cushing? How's the game?
It's amazing. Just the art alone.
Vaxcards.
Yeah, Vaxcards.
There you go.
Alright.
Super cool.
Vaxcards is a collectible card game all about infectious diseases. The game has just recently opened on Kickstarter and children are its target demographic. In Vaxcards, players compete 1v1 to lower their opponent's resistance level to 0, all whilst keeping their own resistance high. Each card represents a virus, disease, or other nasty thing like that. Each round, known as a hand, begins by players shuffling their deck and drawing 5 cards each. Players then alternate playing a single card each. For each card played, you have to choose between one of 3 options: infect the opponent, build resistance, or use a special move. In mechanical terms, these can be translated as damaging the opponent, regaining health, and doing a crazy special ability unique to each card. There's a good element of mind games to choosing between these potential actions, and when special moves come into play, they can often alter your game plan in response to an opponent's threat. The game goes back and forth like this until both players' hands run out, and then the played cards get shuffled back into the main deck and a new hand of 5 cards is drawn. Play continues like this until a player's resistance level reaches 0. The special moves are where the game really comes into its own. These can have a radical impact on the game state, and are where the game's silliest moments come from. Special moves can be things like permanently removing a card from the game, known as eradication, or wackier effects like forcing your opponent to stand for the turn or risk taking damage. There are a good mix of interesting special moves and comedic ones, which should appeal to all types of players. I'm big into the flashy effects, and my friends that also tried the game out enjoyed the sillier, although arguably weaker, ones. There were some minor balancing quirks I encountered, mainly due to the silly effects sometimes being strictly worse than the straight damage attacks.
Fun though, so you stand up. So you're gonna
Oh.
because it's the virus, you also take 2 damage.
You should just hit for 7, Ben. Hit for 7, man. Look, he's on like 6.
Too late. I wanted to stand up.
But really, the fun of the game is more about things like making your opponent unable to talk, rather than hitting in for that extra 2 infection damage, so it's more personal preference than a real issue with the gameplay. A couple of bits of rules text on some cards could do with a little editing, but that process was already taking place during PAX itself, so I'm confident those kinks will be getting ironed right out. The special moves in particular could do with a little honing, and the rules need to be sufficiently pinned down to avoid confusion in areas, but the game as a whole offers interesting tactical choices, flows smoothly, and has a nice level of simplicity in its gameplay. The game is easily approachable to children, but it's something adults will be able to enjoy too.
No, I already have a sore back, don't I?
Sam, why are you
standing? Because I have backache.
Why are you standing up?
Because you played backache, so I have to stand, otherwise I take damage.
This is true.
Why aren't you standing?
Because I didn't get backache.
Vaxcards has a whimsical, icky art style, which suits the subject matter brilliantly. Each card represents its infectious disease as a goofy, ugly, or grotesque creature, and these designs are characterized wonderfully. Each card carries its own personality, and provide visual representations of the symptoms associated with each infectious disease. The art was frankly a big draw for us when we were first called to the booth to check the game out. It was eye-catching, that's for sure. The cards themselves seem laid out well, and the final version's full-size cards will no doubt look especially great. What really sets the game apart, however, is its purpose. The game is not just about diseases on the surface level. The game has been designed as an educational tool for targeting disease prevention and providing a reward for real-world vaccinations, especially for children. I'm a studying teacher, and this is something I would love to share with my future students. Getting a vaccination can be a scary undertaking for a child, and so Vaxcards aims to reward kids with a token for their bravery. This also serves the dual purpose of teaching children about what they're being vaccinated against, and providing a great jumping off point for learning more. The game itself seems like something that would have definitely appealed to baby Paul, and I would have been all about the collectible aspect of the game. I love the idea that each player's deck represents their achievements in receiving vaccinations, as well as the real-world strength of their personal immune system. The aim of Vaxcards into the future is to be distributed alongside vaccination programs and ideally reach as many people as possible. All in all, it's a fantastic concept, with the game itself aiming to run alongside an educational purpose and a reward system of encouraging vaccination. In my opinion, Vaxcards is a project worth supporting for the humanitarian good alone, honestly. It's truly a magical way of connecting valuable education with fun and improving lives in the process. And it helps that the game itself is charming and greatly enjoyable. I can't ignore a project built around bettering the world via games, especially one that had clearly appealed to children with its whimsical aesthetic and snappy gameplay. I'd love for Vaxcards to flourish, not just as a game, but as a building block to overcoming a broad societal problem. I wish the creators the best of luck. It's a worthy cause for sure. I've put my faith in the project, and I encourage you to consider doing the same. I'll leave a link to the Kickstarter in the description. Thanks so much for watching and have a fantastic day.